up and welcome back to ByStephieNics. Today we're talking back to school online edition.
It's the remix.
And literally everything about this back to school season just feels super strange. We're all feeling it. I'm in college and my school's gonna be fully online for the fall, so I've got mixed feelings on that. On the one hand, it's nice to stay home, you know, lazy side winning out there. But on the other hand, this is probably gonna be my last semester and not finishing up college at college kind of sucks. I know I'm not the only one going through this. We all are in the same boat. And I'm actually super curious to know like what your school situation is. Let me know down in the comments what your deal is. Is school gonna be fully online like mine is? Or is it gonna be like a half and half hybrid staggered situation? Or is it just like fully normal, just everyone's in school? I'm super curious to know, definitely let me know. But no matter what your school is looking like this year, it's gonna feel weird. And I wanna talk about that today. We're doing a little online school essentials haul. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys what I'm gonna be using for this school year, the school semester at Zoom University. I've never said that before, I had to say it. And then definitely hang around to the end of the video because I'm gonna be sharing some tips for productivity and organization and motivation for this different type of school year. Yeah, we got a packed video coming on up. So if you're ready for all that, let's jump right into the haul. We're gonna rock this online school year together. I split everything into categories, and category number one is audio. With our classes being fully online, it's important to have the right audio setup so that you don't run into like struggles and stresses along the way. I know a lot of you are probably planning on just using earbuds or AirPods, something like that, but I'm gonna suggest upgrading to noise canceling headphones because it's gonna make such a big difference. Here I've got my Beats headphones that I use all the time. These are the Beats Studio 3 headphones. They are noise canceling, and my favorite part about them is that they are over ear, not on ear. On ear would mean that the ear cups here would be smaller and they kind of just sit right on top of your ear, and then it gets really uncomfortable after like an hour or two. Over ear means that it's bigger and it kind of sits around your ear and you're not gonna get that discomfort. Comfort is key. And then the noise canceling feature is gonna be invaluable. When you're doing school from home, like you can't control your environment. There's gonna be noise in the house, and especially if you have siblings also doing school from home, this is gonna help you isolate from all of that and keep your focus on what you gotta do. So that is my headphones, and I've got two tips. You may have realized there is no wire. These are Bluetooth headphones, but I'm just gonna stress this. Make sure you have a wire. I've got mine right here. I keep it in the pouch. Every once in a while, the Bluetooth won't connect. It starts acting weird, and you are gonna wanna have that wire around that you can just plug into the computer and you don't have to worry about the Bluetooth connection. And then to take it one step further to make sure you're never gonna have a problem, I would also suggest having just a regular old pair of headphones with the wire around. I mean, kind of disastrous situation. You don't wanna log into class and then remember, oh right, I was supposed to charge these last night, they're dead, and now what? Keep an extra pair of headphones around and earbuds too. Triple safety, and you shouldn't have a problem after that. Moving on. Category 2 is a category that doesn't really sound like school supplies, but it is for this semester, and it's drinkware. Surprisingly, I have 3 different drink essentials for this school semester, so hang in there and you'll see why I have that. It all makes sense in a second. First, I'm gonna suggest you get yourself an Ember mug, like this. I've mentioned this super cool mug on my channel before in my Amazon tech favorites video, which I'll link right there. But basically what is so cool about this mug is that it keeps your hot drinks hot. So if you make yourself a coffee, you can leave it by your little school desk work situation on the little charging pad, and it keeps your drink hot for hours. This is perfect for slow sippers like me, so you don't have to jump up and go to the microwave, which that means like go in the kitchen and then maybe there's some other people there and that brings distractions. The goal is to make your little like home space as distraction free as possible, and this is just one simple way that's gonna help you do that. So this I would say is a must for coffee drinkers. I'll have it linked below. And then moving on to the next drink pick. This guy I've also mentioned on my channel before because I am in love with this. This is the same type of deal as the Ember mug, but without the like electronic aspect to it. You're gonna pour whatever hot drink you want into here, and this will not change temperature for like probably 12, 16 hours. It's insane. Back when school was in person, I would pour tea in the morning, let it cool off to the perfect drinking temperature, put it in this canister, and it would stay at that perfect drinking temperature all day long. And for the same reason that I recommended the Ember mug, it's gonna keep your drink nice and at the right temperature for you all day, so you don't have to like get up and go reheat your drink or anything like that. And I should mention this works the exact same way for cold drinks. Like if you put an iced coffee in here, you will still have ice cubes at the end of the day. It is that good. A must for this online school semester. Yes. Our final little drink pick is over here, and it is just a giant water tumbler. Edit. it's shaking around there. Having a big old cup of water on your desk is going to encourage you to keep hydrated throughout the day, which is gonna help with your focus. This is also a much better idea than just having like a small cup of water at your desk, because then you're gonna finish it and have to go to the kitchen to get a refill. And like I said, that's gonna bring distractions in because you're leaving your space. You might see some other people, get into a conversation, and then you come back to your desk and you're like, I don't feel like doing school anymore. So to avoid that, get a water tumbler. Solving all the problems. And it doesn't hurt to have a little pop color on your desk, bring a little sunshine, bring some interest to the Zoom call as you take a sip and everyone's like, ooh, cute tumbler. Endless benefits to this water tumbler. So that's my little like drink setup situation, and now let's move on to tech. The essential of all essentials this school year is obviously a laptop, so you're gonna wanna keep it nice and safe in a case. Yes, you're not lugging it back and forth to school, but it's still important to keep it protected when you're taking like upstairs, downstairs from one room to another. Accidents happen, definitely better to keep it in a cute little padded case. Mine is from Kate Spade, and it just makes me happy how sparkling cute it is, so. We've got our little laptop inside. Right here, I've got my 13-inch MacBook Pro, and this is back from 2013. Definitely a big investment, but it can last you a bunch of years if you take care of it well. Keeping it in a little case like that, or with a snap-on case like I've got on right here. This marble and rose gold snap-on case that I've got right here is from Etsy. I'll have it linked down below. I'll open it up right here. It also came with a little keyboard jelly thing. I don't know what to call it, but it's a little keyboard cover. To be honest, I usually leave the little keyboard cover off, but one thing that's gonna be really great about it is that it kind of mutes the sound of typing. So if you're working next to your sibling and they're getting really annoyed at your loud typing, a keyboard cover might help you out. Or the other way, if your sibling is really annoying, gift them a little keyboard cover and that will take care of your problem. Jumping ahead and giving you a little organization productivity tip now instead of at the end of the video, I'd really recommend keeping a nice clean desktop. My old laptop, I would open it up and it was just files and folders everywhere, and that's just like not a nice thing to look at when you open up your workspace. So I've got 3 little folders there and 1 file, and that is it. Everything else is stored away down there in the dock, in my Finder, and that is it. It sounds kind of silly, but keeping a decluttered tech space definitely could help you out. And that is that for the laptop. My next essential might not have been essential for you other school years, but this year it probably will be. I'm talking about a little external hard drive. And I think we all could have guessed that I'd have it in a little pink carrying case, because of course. If we open it up, I've got my little external hard drive stored right there. The one that I've got is a WD My Passport, and I think this is 4 terabytes, which is insanely large. You all don't need to spend that much money for that much storage, but I would recommend getting some sort of external hard drive for this semester, because all of our work is now going to be online. All of your papers, reports, projects, all your textbooks are probably going to be online. And especially if you have an older laptop or if you have a newer one with not that much storage, you're going to fill it up real quick. So having this guy around is going to help you not to have to stress out about full storage and having to go delete all your old stuff. Don't worry about it. Just get an external hard drive so you can store all your stuff offline. Yes, we like it. This next essential I'm super excited about. I actually just bought it, so it makes this a true haul. Got it right here. It's a lap desk. I work on my laptop literally all the time, but I never had a lap desk. Don't ask me why. Now with all my classes going online, this was kind of the final push to just make me get a lap desk. It's literally still got the tag. That's how new it is, but it's so cute. Underneath, we've got this pretty blue and white pattern for the cushioned part that is gonna sit on your lap and be comfy. And around on the front, we've got this super smooth wooden look right there, and it's got a few key features, which are why I picked this one over a bunch of others. Number 1, we've got a little bar at the bottom. This is going to help keep your laptop from sliding right off. We've got a little elastic band right here. It just lifts up and you can store papers, notes, anything you want right there. And my absolute favorite part is this slot right here, which can be used for 2 things. First of all, it's the perfect size to hold pens, so I like that. But what it's really intended for is a smartphone holder. You can store your phone vertically, you can store your phone horizontally. This is good if you're watching a video or you just want to keep your phone around to like check text during class, which we would never do. Never, but it's there, so use it how you like. Dimension-wise, this is gonna fit up to a 15.6-inch laptop, so yeah, kind of perfect, super adorable lap desk, and I'm excited to put it to use and stop burning my legs with my laptop. It's good for all. A couple more techie items to cover. This one is not an essential, but it's definitely good to have around. It's a USB mouse. Of course, laptops have a trackpad, but sometimes it's nice to just have like a physical mouse that you can click and scroll like that, like how a mouse works. Usually the trackpad is enough, but sometimes the mouse comes in handy. I just go pop out the little USB thing. We're doing a full tutorial. You just plug that little USB thing right into the side of the laptop. It's super tiny. And then you have an instantly, perfectly, fully functioning mouse. If your laptop doesn't have a USB slot, they also have Bluetooth mouses, so there are options, and it probably makes sense to just pick one up to have in case you need it. My last tech pick is definitely an essential. This is gonna be a lifesaver for a lot of you out there. I'm talking about blue light glasses. These are glasses with a fully clear lens, no like yellow, orangey tint to them at all, but you just pop them on if you're gonna be doing schoolwork on your laptop after maybe like 7, 8 o'clock at night. And this is gonna block out all the blue light being emitted from your laptop screen. I have a few pairs here, so I'm actually gonna just pop on the next one. Basically, the blue light coming from laptop, TV, phone screens, any electronic screens, it's tricking your brain into thinking that it's daylight. So when you're doing an assignment at like 11 p.m. on your laptop, your brain thinks it's still the middle of the day and it's gonna keep you awake for hours and hours after you shut the laptop screen and try to go to bed. Definitely not a good situation. I like how I'm casually doing like a little runway show here. So all you gotta do to fix that situation is pick up a pair or 3 or 300 blue light glasses. I'll link down all the ones that I wore today and a bunch of my other favorites because I have way too large of a collection. With school going online, this is now even more of an essential than it already was before. But of course, all of that was a lie, and the real reason that I like blue light glasses is because I finally get to wear glasses even with my 20/20 vision. They're just so cute. I look so studious. That was a joke. They're really scientifically necessary. Our next category is probably my favorite category of them all. We are talking planners. Yes. I've got my brand new, just arrived from Amazon planner right here. I mean, this thing is just the chicest little planner I've ever seen. Probably like a lot of you, planners are my favorite part of back to school shopping. It's just so exciting getting a brand new, fresh, untouched, unwritten in book to run your life for the next year. It just like feels like the possibilities are endless. I love it. Other than it being super pretty and glam, there are a bunch of features that made me choose this planner over some others, so we're gonna talk about that right now. Number one, it's hardcover. My planner last year was a softcover planner, which you might actually know if you watch my back to school supplies haul, which I posted last summer. And the softcover one worked, but I was always really nervous taking it in and out of my bag that I was gonna just rip the whole thing. So I decided to go back to hardcover like I'm used to and just lose that anxiety. You don't need extra anxiety this year. So now to actually open it up, get a little peek inside, we're gonna open up to our August 2020 calendar view. Now this right here is the number one thing that I look for in a planner, a giant, uncluttered, large monthly view. I used to use the daily pages a lot more, and now basically I write everything down in the monthly. So I'll write down any assignments or anything that I've got going on each day right here in the little boxes. I like having a view of everything coming up all on one page, and this is just a perfect layout. But let's turn over to the daily spread because I actually really like this, and I see myself using these pages too. Here we've got different columns for each day of the week. Nice and long and very thin, and I see myself using this for like to-do lists. I'm a huge proponent of to-do lists, and this just, it's speaking to me. I feel like it's gonna happen in the weekly pages. On the bottom, we've got little water counter, love that. We've got inspirational quotes on the top of every single weekly page. This one right here says, "Tough times never last, but tough people do," and it's just like, they knew what was coming when they printed that, didn't they? We got this school year, people. We can do it. Super excited to start filling up this planner. I've got like a whole color-coded system, which if you want a full planner productivity organization video, I can do that for you, because if I start talking about it now, it'll just be 15 minutes of that, and we've got other stuff to talk about. Let me know in the comments if you want to see it. One thing you might have noticed if you're a very observant watcher is we've got a little thing right there. Maybe you're wondering what that is. It just happens to match the colors of the book perfectly, but I bought it separately, and it's just this little thing. It's like a little flip close magnetic bookmark. And let me just slide it back on. The way that I see myself using this little magnetic bookmark to make my life easier is kind of clamping down from the monthly view over to that week's pages, so that I can just grab onto here and flip over, and it's not like turning a bunch of pages getting to the right one. I got a pack of 10 of these magnetic bookmarks from Amazon. I use them to mark my pages in books, in textbooks, in my planner, for everything in life. So I'll definitely have that link below. I love these magnetic bookmarks. I have a few other accessories that I love to use with my planners that I'm gonna show you right now. First of all, stickers are huge for planners, but I never really got into the super colorful and big stickers. It was just too much for me. I like a little more minimal, keeping it nice and clean, neat, and organized. So what I do for stickers is I have this sheet of tiny little gold stars. They're super, super tiny, super sparkly, and I'll use this just to mark off like important days with exams or a big report or a meeting or something like that. I'll put these on and it'll just help the day pop out to me when I take a look at the whole month. Of course, from Amazon, so I'll link that below. Another planner essential that I have is my little collection of pastel Post-its. I've got the little mini Post-it size and the full big old square ones. Obviously, you don't need them to be in a pastel color. I just prefer a softer view rather than like something super bright. But I use these for absolutely everything. If I do a planner video, you'll see I have a whole like Post-it system so that I'm not using whiteout constantly in my planner. Whatever, long story, not getting into it. It's not always easy to come across the pastel ones, but if I get a link, I will definitely have it below for you. And then the final planner accessory that you gotta have is planner pens. I've got my little pencil case here. If we open it up, I'll show you my 2 favorite planner markers. I have a whole bunch of them in here, all the different colors for my color-coded system. But I have 2 favorite brands. I'm honestly gonna embarrass myself if I even try to say the brand name of these, but these are really, really great fine liner pens. Great color selection, they're really, really thin. They don't bleed through the page. There's just so many things that I love about these 2 brands of fine liners, so I'll have the information on them down below because I'm sorry, I'm just Stadler? I can't, I have no idea what I'm even saying. It'll be down there. That's it for my little planner universe that I've got going on. And now we're gonna move on to just general basic school supplies that I use and love and are gonna come in handy for this school semester. First of all, let's talk backpacks. And you might think that sounds kind of weird if you're doing school online, but a backpack will definitely still come in handy to keep all your stuff organized in one space. It also kind of keeps you in that school mindset, which I think will be really good. And of course, if you have school partially or fully in person, you need a backpack. So let's talk about it. Oh, it's super heavy. I haven't cleared it out since March when I stopped going to school in person, but this is my Herschel Rust Orange backpack. Absolutely love it. Color's a dream, storage inside. It's huge, but it's not bulky. It's got a laptop sleeve. It's got a little front pocket here. It's got a side pocket and one on the other side too. Super convenient to just put your phone, a pen, anything like that. And yeah, that's my backpack pick. A little pop of color is always nice. And now let's open up and talk about the contents of the backpack. Just like it might seem weird to have a backpack for online school, it also might feel weird to have a notebook for online class, but I'm telling you, this is gonna come super in handy. I've got my 2 favorite notebooks right here. It's kind of the same notebook, actually, just in different sizes. This is the Staples Excel notebook. I've got it in black, I've got it in dark blue. They have a bunch of colors. What I love about this notebook so much is that it has a covered spiral. Spiral notebooks just get destroyed. No matter how careful you are with them, the spiral always gets messed up in the bag. So I switched over to covered spiral notebooks years ago, and you can't look back after that. In terms of a notebook for an online class, personally, I'm probably gonna stick with taking all my notes on my laptop because that's just my preference. But if you're more of a hand writer and you connect better with material when you write it down on paper, don't feel pressured to switch everything online just because your class is being taught online. Stick to what works for you. When classes switched online in the middle of last semester, I continued to take almost all my notes on my laptop, but I always kept a notebook on the side, and I used it more than I thought I would. Not everything is typable, like a diagram, a graph, something like that. It might just be easier and simpler and faster to draw it out on paper, and then maybe you'll go back and put it into your notes online, like make an actual graph or table. But in the moment, having a notebook definitely makes things easier. And that's that on notebooks. Next up, let's talk folders. I got this set of pretty light blue folders from, let's hear it, Amazon, of course. But this is definitely gonna come in handy to keep me nice and organized. I like having a printed out copy of the syllabus. I like printing out my essays and not just, proofreading them on the computer. Any readings or articles that are sent out, I like to print it out, keep it in a class folder. It just keeps everything nice and organized, and sometimes things on paper are easier to digest than on a computer screen. Get yourself a folder. Speaking of preferring things on paper sometimes, I am a big fan of index cards. It's always nice to have index cards around. You never know when you're gonna go to class with a lot of terms and things to memorize, and index cards are honestly the best way to do it. Of course, we can't just keep it simple and have the normal ones. I also like having colored index cards. I've also got giant index cards when you have like a lot of information that won't fit on the normal size. And then probably some of you are gonna think I'm taking it overboard here, but I also have index card separator tab folder things, and that's for my little index card organizer box. I've got this set up here from a class I took a few semesters ago, I don't throw out anything. And I kind of have the index cards split out chapter by chapter, and that helped me study for the test because everything was grouped really nicely. And this little slider goes all the way back so you can fill it up with index cards, pop the lid on, and you have your cute little index card system ready to go. You guys are definitely getting a peek inside the brain of Steffi and how I function. When people ask me like, oh, are you like a good student? Do you take school seriously? I'm like, you don't even know. Girl, you don't even know. She takes it too seriously. And then for my last like tiny category, I'm gonna show you my like writing utensils. We're gonna peek into the pencil case. I already showed you guys my planner markers, but let's talk about pens, highlighters, whiteout, that kind of stuff. Real quick, this is a peek into the whole thing. But my favorite black pen in the entire world is this one right here. It is the Pilot G2 .38. That means that this is a super thin pen. I just feel like it helps my handwriting be neater. The ink is really smooth. It doesn't skip. It doesn't bleed through to the other side of the page. It's a great black pen. I would recommend. I also keep a purple pen in my pencil case, and this is just if I want to do like a heading or one day I'm not feeling writing in black and I want to write in purple, I do. This is the Zebra Sarasa clip pen. It is gel. It says that it is 1.0, so it's a little thicker, but I don't mind it. It's fine. This pen is super smooth. I love writing with it. What else we got? Oh, this is my favorite pencil, my favorite like mechanical lead pencil. It's from Bic. This is the 0.7 millimeter. They come with a bunch of colors in the pack, but I take all the yellow ones and I leave the other colors for everyone else in my family because I just think yellow pencils are just so super cute. Okay, next I've got this little whiteout roller thing. I used to keep a bottle, but like, oh, that stuff is so messy. It doesn't dry down. It sticks to the page. Not good. I switched over to this and I love it. This is the Bic whiteout exact liner. You just kind of roll it like that and it whites out smoothly, cleanly. It's dry right away, no problem. So that's kind of that for what I keep in my pencil case, but I have my highlighters separate. This, oh my God, I love this so much. This is a set of pastel highlighters. This is just like a pastel theme today, isn't it? I'm such a big fan of like color coding for organization, for my notes, for my study materials, and I love these highlighters. The fact that it's not like super bright and fluorescent like normal highlighters, it just makes it easier on your eyes. It makes your stuff look prettier and nicer and easier to digest. Big fan, of course, it will be linked below. And I think that might have been it. That was my last school essential that I have for you today. That was a super long list. Video's a long one, I know it. Now we're gonna switch over. I'm gonna give you a few tips to help you through this crazy new online format. Let's do it. First of all, tip number one is kind of just like a mental thing of accepting the situation. I feel like we accepted a lot of the changes over the past few months, but now that we're going back to school, it's like a whole bunch of new things come up and it can be really stressful and anxiety provoking thinking about how different the school year is going to be. Whether you're at home or in person, interactions with friends are going to be really different. Interactions with your teachers and professors is going to be weird. You're not going to have like your classmates around as they were before. All this can be very overwhelming, but I'm going to say try to take a minute now and just be like, you know what? This is what it is. The situation is not ideal. The situation kind of sucks, but these are the circumstances and I'm gonna accept it and roll with it. Just that mental acceptance of what's going on, I feel like it's gonna make things so much easier because you're not constantly being annoyed of like, this little change is now not ideal. This little change is now not ideal. It's more like, I know it's all not gonna be ideal and I'm gonna make the best of it. That's my mindset and I hope that can help you guys out too. Tip number 2 has to do with the actual space that you're gonna be working from at home. I'm gonna suggest the day before school, usually you know you're like packing up your bag, getting all ready. Instead, focus on setting up your space. Especially if you're in a house with other students, you know, your siblings. You're gonna have to figure out where you're gonna be that you have your own area. Preferably you have your own desk that gives you a little like permanency you can set up and not have to like clear it if it's at the kitchen table, like, you know, clear it for every meal. But if that's what you got going on, make the best of it. Of course, figure out what it's gonna be and then kind of like lock in. This is your classroom. This is your new library. Get yourself set up with, you know, your ember mug, your water tumbler, your pastel highlighters and planner, everything we talked about today. Get it all set up. This is your space for the school year, so you want to keep it nice and organized. So you're in the right mindset always, and you can just rock the school year. I wrote down a few keywords here, but basically, organization is gonna lead to less stress, and that's gonna lead to more motivation, more productivity. So it's essential that you have a nice space set out before you organize, just decluttered, so that you can stay decluttered. I feel like I've turned into a little like motivational speaker today and I'm liking it. I'm liking the vibes. Productivity tip number 3 is kind of an annoying one. No one wants to hear this, but I'm gonna suggest getting at least somewhat dressed for school. This is gonna help get you more in like the school mindset, because going to school in pajamas every day is a huge perk of online school. I'm not gonna knock it, but putting on a real shirt is just gonna help you feel more like a person, if you know what I mean. I don't know, when I'm just in pajamas or lounge clothes, I can work, but when I get dressed for real, it's like, then I'm here to work and slay the project ahead of me. But while I say that, I've also got to be honest, I'm really looking forward to the classes where I'm not on camera and I could just wear whatever the heck I want. So I went a little crazy, and when I was shopping for school supplies on Amazon, I also picked this up. I've got this cute, furry little hoodie with this animal ears hood. Guys, it's like a blanket. I just want to live in this thing. I was telling you before, in the hoodie with my favorite face mask on. I've got it right here. You might remember I mentioned this in my summer favorites video. This is the Teamy Detox mask. It's a clay mask. It smells so lemony fresh. It's gonna help brighten your skin, clear up acne, reduce your pores, just like literally everything you want out of a mask, it's gonna do. I mean, like that's the goal, isn't it? To be able to go to class in a little furry animal hoodie and a face mask on and not get weird looks. So let's be honest, in person that's just not socially acceptable. But in Zoom University it is. Okay, moving on back to productivity and seriousness. I've got 2 more tips for you to keep your focus at its peak. Being home for school has the huge temptation of a kitchen. Grabbing unhealthy snacks is just like too easy of a possibility. So I'm gonna say prepare a healthy snack in advance of class. A bowl of fruit or baby carrots is just super easy to snack on and pick at during class. Or if you really wanna go all out, you can make my easy summer smoothie. I shared the recipe in my summer favorites video right here. Also the video link down below if you want to check it out after this video. But definitely make sure you're not like snacking on chips and chocolate all day long, because that's not going to keep you in like the right headspace for working. Every once in a while though, you know, grab that chocolate. And my final productivity tip for online school is music. What? Background music is like my favorite thing in the world. When I'm working, if people are talking around me, I'll start listening to what they're saying. If it's too quiet, my mind will just totally wander. So background music is the way to just solve all the problems. I have 3 favorite suggestions that I'm gonna share with you. The first is if you get really easily distracted by music, you can just put on white noise. I have a whole bunch of like white noise, celestial white noise, airplane noise videos on YouTube. So you can put on like a 10-hour mix of that, or download one of my favorite apps called Rain, and they have just like a whole bunch of different like ocean noises and stuff like that. Putting that on the background can really just help relax you and keep your mind focused. Suggestion number 2 is classical music. And this is like a classic tip that a lot of people share, and it really does work. Listening to classical music helps you memorize things better, helps you focus on your work. So I've used that a bunch and I definitely recommend it. And then my 3rd music suggestion that I'm gonna share with you is probably my favorite of the bunch, and it is lo-fi hip hop. I don't even know how to describe this if you haven't heard of it before, but it's basically like super chill, vibey music that is perfect for in the background. This is a specific YouTube video. It's like a live video. It's constantly going, and I'll link that down below. I have this on every time I'm studying for a test. This is my go-to. If you want not distracting, vibey music, this is the way to go. And I think that might be it. Those are my 5 productivity tips, my like 500 school essentials, and now we're done. I don't know about you, but I'm now feeling like super hyped and pumped for the school year to begin. But I hope you did enjoy this video, got some cool suggestions for school supplies to get, picked up some tips that I shared at the end, and now you're just ready to do it. Again, definitely not the ideal situation, but I hope that I made it just a little bit easier for you guys starting the school semester in this weird way. I'm wishing you all a smooth and easy transition to this school year. It's gonna be a little rough. Professors are gonna have some trouble too, so try to have a little patience for them, and I'm hoping we all do well. If you got some value out of the video, I'd really appreciate if you scroll down and hit the like button for me. You can subscribe and ring the notification bell if you want to stick around and catch more videos. And with all that said, I'm gonna let you guys run. Have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, this was ByStephieNics.